Good morning, Fargo. Tony Gehrig, Fargo City Commissioner here, going over the December 3rd, 2018 Fargo City Commission meeting. I'm on Facebook Live, and I'm also doing the video for the website, so I'll be looking probably back and forth between them. Hopefully it doesn't get too confusing for everybody. There's 4 issues I want to talk about today. By the way, we're in the new City Hall now, so that's why the office looks different. I'll get some pictures on the wall soon enough. The first issue was a $15 million loan that will be paid back through special assessments to do the infrastructure updates that we always do. It was a 5-0 vote for yes, and there's a couple reasons why I voted for it. One is because it's a state loan at a 2% interest rate, where we usually get like a 4% interest rate, which means that if we do special assess you for this, it will be a lower rate for you all to pay back as well. Also, we don't know the percent which we are going to escalate the amount you pay. So if we get the 2% loan, which we are getting 2%, we can, by state law, go from anywhere from 0 to 1.5% over what we paid for the loan and charge you for that. And that's where this whole special assessment discussion has come in, and we're trying to decide what that proper number is. So I'm hoping, and I hope the committee will agree, that we have like a 0.25% interest rate above that if we're going to continue to do specials. I do not want to see a 1%, 1.5% rate. I will not vote for that. I was able to vote for this one because the rate was not set, and we can set that later after the Special Assessment Task Force has their say. So, 5-0 vote for a $15 million loan for special assessments. Historic overlay for the Jefferson neighborhood. This was a 4-1 vote. I voted no against the historic overlay. I generally do not like other people telling other people what their house has to look like. I understand it has to be standards. You can't have a bombed out car in your front yard flipped over. I mean, I get that. That's understandable. But to say what kind of shingles I have, or what kind of siding I have, or what color those shingles or siding should be, or what other materials, do I have to have stucco? Do I have to have whatever? That's getting a little bit in the weeds, in my opinion, and I truly believe it hurts neighborhoods because first-time homebuyers won't go in and buy that cheaper house in the Jefferson neighborhood, fixed up the way that they like, and then sell that home, and that house gets a higher in value as people improve that home. That's exactly what I did with my first home. I bought a 1956 house in the Lindenwood Park area. I poured $20,000 over 7 years into that house, and I sold it for way more than I paid for it, and now that house went from being pretty dilapidated to a very functional home that I fixed up and was able to sell for more, and now that house can keep going on and be a functional home. That's how we preserve these neighborhoods. To put a historic overlay on top of what we're doing, we are restricting the ability for a first-time home buyer who may be on a limited budget to go into a home and make changes, because other people are telling them, no, you must use this type of material or this or that type of material. You can't do what you want specifically. So that to me is a barrier to entry for home ownership. We don't want that. So I vote no against historic overlays, and I hope that people will agree with that. 4-1 vote. The other issue we talked about, there's 2 more, but the next one is the DCPE. It's the Downtown Community Partnership Entertainment License. That's where you can have a beer, walk around downtown in a specific area, and during the street fair, for example, and there's a license structure for that. I am completely on board with letting this happen. I was one of the supporters of the concept. The way the law is written, however, is very restrictive. Only the DCP can use this license. So there's only one entity in the entire city of Fargo that can use the license structure that we created. And it can only be used in downtown Fargo. It can't be used on 13th Avenue South or 52nd Avenue South or anywhere else. So to me, that's not fairness under the law. We've created a law specifically for a specific area of Fargo for specific people. We've done this before, by the way. We have specific laws that we no longer use after I became a commissioner, that you could have a half-price license for your restaurant in downtown Fargo. Instead of paying $100,000 for your liquor license, you would pay $50,000, and that made people want to grow it in downtown Fargo. I get it. We had licenses for bars just downtown. You could open a full bar in just downtown Fargo. Those licenses, by the way, for bars are limited. There's only 17 of them in the city of Fargo, and we created more just for downtown. So we stopped doing those things, but we still somehow have an entertainment license just for downtown. I think people in South Fargo would enjoy having a street fair atmosphere, say outside of Bernie's Liquors or by Luna. I think that whole area could be useful for that. I think on 45th by Old Chicago, they might want to have an atmosphere like that where people go in and out of those restaurants, in and out of those businesses, and they get to have that experience that you have downtown in a structured environment. The concept is good. The DCPE license is a good structure, and I support it wholeheartedly. I dislike the way the law was written, in that you can only do it downtown. So I voted no, because we need to fix that. There's a 4-to-1 vote. That will continue, and I'm glad that it was successful. Hearing on a dilapidated building was the last thing we talked about of note. A 100-year-old building in the middle of Fargo is very run down. It's very dangerous, and it needs to be fixed. The owner of it, by the end of the meeting, said, yes, I will fix it, I will put that money in, and I will have the permits and the inspections that I need to have done within a month. So they're going to come back to us in a month in the January meeting, the first meeting of the year, and they're going to present us that they have everything done. And if they don't, then basically we're going to demolish the house because it is dangerous. So I was happy to hear that the owner came around and said, hey, I'll work with you. I'll get everything in place on a quick timeline, and we'll get this job done so we can preserve an old home in the core of Fargo and do it safely and within the laws that we have. So those are the 4 issues for this December 3rd. It was a 5-0 vote, by the way. December 3rd, 2018 meeting. I'm going to create more videos here. I got a lot of catching up to do. So please keep an eye on that. You'll see more to come here on Facebook Live, and you can also see it on the Fargo website under How I Voted. Please keep watching how your Fargo City Commissioners are spending your tax dollars.